This is the culmination of a 12-year journey. It is my first album, Lend an Ear, that I've re-recorded from scratch, and I'm going to start by telling you a quick story about that. So when I was a student, then I wanted to make an album, so I borrowed some microphones, plugged them into my old MacBook, and without any rehearsal, just started recording. And what I ended up with was an album of very good songs, but that weren't executed particularly well. And for years I kind of really regretted not doing it properly. And in the background, when I've been recording other albums and touring and working and becoming a dad, so lots of has happened in my life, I've been sort of working away at this project to try and recreate it in a way that I am happy with, and I finally reached that point. So I want to tell you a little bit about how I've released this, because obviously it looks quite different to a normal album. It looks more like a book, and there's a very specific reason why I wanted to do that. The first reason I wanted to do it as a kind of album book is because at shows, people tell me that one of the favourite things they like about the shows is that I tell the stories behind the songs. So when they listen to the music, it means so much more because they know what the song's inspired by or what it's about. So I wanted to try and recreate that experience for people at home when they're listening. So the main thing about this is not the album itself, it's all the pictures and the music, the behind the scenes, the stories of how it happened. It's got the lyrics in there, it's got artwork. It's also got the story of how the album was made originally, first time round, back when I was a student, and it's got the story of how it was made now. So it's also kind of like a mini biography of just that one very specific time in my life and the story of how I started down this road being a musician. So it's meant an awful lot to me writing this down, and I really can't wait to share it with people. It does include a CD as well. But the album will also be released, well, some of the songs will be released on YouTube as videos. I did look into vinyl because I know a lot of people have asked me about vinyl, but my house is currently basically just cardboard boxes, so for now I can't afford to do vinyl, but you can definitely find the music some way. But like I say, the main thing about this is the stories and having it in this very special book format. I wanted to try and erase the original album from the face of the earth. I did post a picture on socials at one point of me with the original holding it in front of a wood-burning stove. And of course I didn't actually burn it, but I did kind of want to get rid of it for a while. But people said, oh no, we want to hear what it sounded like first time round. So I have kind of put my ego aside and included the original versions on there as well as bonus tracks, as well as a little thank you message from me. So it's got the new versions I've just re-recorded and the old versions, so you can hear a direct comparison between those two. As well as just having the book, there's also these posters. And the posters are kind of like a deep dive into the multi-tracks of each of the songs. So as you can see, then there's waveforms on there which are directly taken from the projects as I was making them. And the reason I wanted to do this is because when I'm recording a song, my perspective is different from people listening to it, or when even I listen to it finished. Because when you listen to a song, you hear the finished thing and you attach your own memories and meaning to it, which is brilliant, and I really enjoy listening to music that way. But when I hear about how an artist recorded a specific instrument, or where it was recorded, or a story behind whoever played that specific track, I love that. And then I go back to the song and I listen to it again, and I listen for those little Easter eggs. So I wanted to do that for you, for when you're listening. For example, when I record the wine glasses, when I recorded the wine glasses on this track, then that was a whole day for me. So I've got a set of memories associated with just that one instrument on this one song, and that repeats throughout all 7 songs. And the piano for this one, I ended up in the studio at 5 a.m. for various reasons, so I look pretty worse for wear in that picture. So for me, that's a memory whenever I listen back to this song. And also there's, I hired a string section to play some of the parts, so there's pictures of them doing, recording their parts. So this is kind of a deep dive into not just each song, but every single instrument, every single track, every single vocal take. And I will do a separate set of videos on exactly how to use these properly, but to give you a basic idea, as you're listening through, you can see the waveforms of the different instruments coming in. So hopefully you'll be able to, well, you hear a new instrument starting and you'll line that up with the waveform as it comes along, and you can listen as many times as you like to follow along each of the different instruments as they're playing, which is something a little bit new I've not done before, and I'd be really interested to hear people's feedback on that as they're listening through the album. If you've got any questions about this album, or or want to know any more information than is already in here, then leave a comment wherever you're watching this video. It would also be lovely just to hear what you think of this finished product, or send an email to me via my website, which is joshuaburnell.co.uk. These are a very limited run for obvious reasons. They're all stored in our house, and there's only so much room you can fit hardback books with all these posters, so it's a limited run. I'm only going to sell so many through my website because there's only so much space we can have for envelopes, so when they're gone then I'll stop selling them through my online store, and the rest will just be available on tour. And this album is having its own tour, which I never got to do when I was a sort of starry-eyed student dreaming of becoming a proper musician one day. So the fact that this album now has its own tour really is, it just means so much. So check out my tour dates, which are over at joshuaburnell.co.uk, and really hope to see you down the road somewhere. And if you've ordered a copy of this, thank you so much. It means the world, and I really hope you enjoy reading all of these stories as you listen to the music. Take care, guys. See you soon.